see the mic moving? Yeah, it's on? Okay, so I might have to start all over. I'm not sure. Yeah? Okay, are we good now? Yeah, okay. Well, if you missed the whole introduction, let me start all over again. Welcome again. Happy Tuesday. We are live on Makerflow, and we go live on Tuesdays. So there it is. There I am.
You're live now.
I am live. So I hope you guys are having a great day and a great start to your week. Again, my name is Danny. Sam's going to go ahead and craft with you guys a little bit. We also have Jesse in the house. The bottom, let me start all over again. If it's your first time, you happen to be scrolling to this and come across this live, we craft here on Tuesdays. We go live on every platform, and we start here on our Facebook and YouTube, and then we jump over and end the day on TikTok and Instagram. So make sure you guys follow along. Again, if it's your first time, please let us know. Introduce yourself, and if you do craft, let us know what kind of crafting do you do. We're gonna go ahead and craft today, and when I say we, I say Sam, and Sam's gonna maybe show you something new, maybe that I'm showing you. I'm just showing you the outside of it. You don't know what's inside. So, yeah, and for people that were on the live last week, we went ahead and we sublimated these powder coated. You know, we've been seeing a lot of our friends sublimate powder coated, and we're like, well, let's try it. Let's see if it works. And guess what? It did work. But Sam is actually going to use that same cup and give it a different look. So it's kind of part two of that live, kind of maybe. But I hope you stay for the entire live. Should be a lot of fun. Again, if you have any questions along the way, feel free to ask. We will make sure to answer them or get you an answer as fast as we can. Yes, Sam.
They say we hear you now.
All right, that's a win right there. Hear me. Awesome. But again, welcome again. I hope you guys are having a great day. Yes, what happened?
Jesse threatened to block me just now because I brought up an old hashtag. Blame Jesse.
Hashtag blame Jesse. Who remembers that? That was like, it seems like so far away, like so long time ago that it was that. But we even had shirts made for us, which was awesome and stuff. But yes, we do go live on Tuesday. So again, if it's your first time, let us know. How was your guys' weekend? Sam, how was your weekend?
Pretty good. I did some vendor events.
Is that one on? Is that one on?
It's not.
It's not?
Nope.
Okay. Let's turn that on so people can hear you guys as well. All right. Keep pushing it down. It should blink twice. Let me see. There it is. All right. There it is. All right. So
I saw you approaching. I was like, oh, I better work right.
So tell us about your weekend, Sam. How was your weekend?
It was good. I did a couple vendor pop-ups. I've been trying to mix my media and do more sublimation stuff at my shows.
Okay.
So those are off to a little bit of a slow start, but people seem to really like the bottle openers.
Nice, awesome. Yeah, if you don't follow Sam on her socials, make sure you go look for it. Look for them. She's very creative. She does a lot of jewelry, bug jewelry actually, and she's just why wouldn't she be using some of our products, right, that we sell? But she's very creative, so go check her out. Go check out her page. Give her a follow and check out the stuff she's talking about. Jesse, how was your weekend?
My car broke down. So that was fun.
Unfortunately, Jesse has been having a little bit of car problems the last couple of days, and we actually pulled up at the same time, and I was like, "Who's in that white car?" And it happened to be Jesse, and I was like, "So what happened?" And he explained everything, and I was like, "So yeah, hopefully it turns around." And
It'll be all right.
yeah, definitely for sure.
How about you, Danny? What'd you do this weekend?
I was out of town. I was in Vegas. My oldest had a tournament, baseball tournament, preseason high school baseball preseason tournament, and we all went down there. We were there for the last 4 days, and let me tell you, it was cold. It was freezing, especially those early games. It was really cold, and then we got back in yesterday, and I get out of the car, and it's 83, and it's 83 degrees. I'm like, are you serious? Like, it's all hot again here. But yeah, that was my weekend, busy weekend. Yes.
So we've got some comments on here. Ashley's excited to see her bestie.
Hey, hi bestie.
And Jen saying, hi guys, she was at the Kansas City Pinners.
How was it? Okay, you opened the door. You opened that door. First of all, let me.
She's watching from Kansas City.
Okay,
so okay. But she went.
Two things.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 2 things, bestie. Love the project that you made that you showed me yesterday. It looks awesome. Ashley, if you guys don't know, Ashley Chip Built, go give her a follow on all her. She has a great YouTube. She also another great creative person. Go follow her. Go look at her YouTubes. Great way of a great person, and not only that, but the way she is the way she is to details and how she explains stuff is one of the best. So go give her a follow and go check out her YouTube. She's again nicest person ever. And the stuff that she showed me yesterday was awesome. I was just again amazed again with all the things she does. That's number one. Number two, how was Pinners? How was it? Obviously, there was a little bit of change there, right? And we weren't there, but that a couple of us here were curious about how the turnout was, and if there was a little bit of missingness out there because we weren't there. If you could let us know if was the vibe a little different, what was new about it this year around, and if you actually did actually notice that we weren't there.
Did you missing our sign in the sky?
Yeah, you looked up and you were like, wait, something's missing, something's off. But yeah, let us know. And yeah, we were very curious. We were actually having this conversation less than an hour ago, and I was like, we were wondering about how that went and stuff. So if you could fill us in, please do. What else? Anything else?
So you said something which is on YouTube, so I can't see the comment. Where is it?
For which one?
Oh, well, Tammy said, hi, Sam and Danny, and then she said, and Jesse.
Hi, Tabby. How are you? How
then-
was your weekend? Thank you for joining us again.
Oh, I see.
And then can you read what Jen said? I can't read
Yeah.
it.
Jen said it's awesome. Even got my daughter to go, and she's hooked.
Awesome. Great.
And
Good.
we definitely missed you.
Aw.
Oh, wow.
And then Annabelle said hi as well.
Hi, Annabelle.
Hi, Anna.
Welcome. And again, thank you guys for jumping in on this live. Again, we are live on 2 platforms, so let us know where you're watching from. Always make sure to, if you have any questions, to make sure to just ask away. We will do our best to get to it. And remember, finishing this off, we will jump to our other live, which is on our different platforms. We'll be on YouTube, on TikTok and Instagram, with a whole different, craft. Thank you. It took me a second there.
You got it.
Craft. So make sure you join us there. So if you don't follow us there, make sure you do. One thing you should actually do is, because we do have a lot of restocks coming in that are going to be coming in within this week and next week, so you don't want to miss out on any announcements. So make sure you're actually signing up for our newsletter. That's you'll be the first ones to know whether it's restock, new product, any news regarding MakerFlow. Make sure to sign up and don't miss anything out. Sam, you had something?
Yeah, she said that they definitely missed us, and there were more vendors, even one that offered dog treats.
Dog treats.
Yeah.
I
Interesting.
bought a $12 dog treat from one of those places, and my dog ate it in like 2 minutes.
Hey, $12 were spent, right? Best. No?
Treat yourself.
Awesome.
Scarfed it down.
You're like, well, there goes my $12 in less than a minute. Awesome. Great. Again, well, I don't want to take too much time talking here. I know you guys are here to watch the crafting part, so.
Can we throw one more shout out?
Sure, let's throw one out.
So Anna just said hi.
Hi, Anna.
I'd like to point out too that she's been doing some really cool stuff with the UV resin and the gold flakes.
Yes. So Sam showed me what you did for the painting. So it's a painting, right? That's
Yeah.
good. Okay,
That's
I didn't
shared on
ask
our
you.
stories, too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go check it out. It's on our stories. Looks great, and I've.
Hater.
Hey, yes, I am a big hater on the flakes, on the gold flakes, just the flakes in general. I just don't know what it is, but you killed it. Like, it looks so good. It looks like a big part of the painting, and it just looks awesome. And it gives it a whole different look to it. So kudos to you. Round of applause to you. Everybody, give her a round of applause. And please go check out our story on our. Yes, thank you, Jesse. Thank you for putting it along. Go check out that video. It's on our stories, and you'll be, like I said, you'll agree with me. It looks great. It's awesome. So yes, great job on that. Way to kill that. But yeah, again, you guys are here for the crafting, so I'm gonna stop talking. I'm gonna let Sam take over and start crafting with you guys. So enjoy.
All right. So we're gonna do some epoxy things today.
Things.
Epoxy things. All right. So I've got 2 of these turners set up over here because we're gonna try to get through 2 different cups. So what we're gonna start with is the one that was specifically requested, which was this hydro water bottle. So we'll start with that guy. And we're gonna go ahead and we're just going to set it up on the cup turner. Now this one was one that we did last week with you guys. If you remember correctly, this one was done on a powder coated cup. So this is not a sublimation cup. We sublimated on the powder coating, even though that's not what it's designed for. And we got this really cool, like, pastel looking image, which is super light. You can barely kind of see it in the camera. But we wanted to see what it would look like with epoxy, because we figured if anything, it should make it more shiny. So I'm just making sure I got everything out of it. Cool, I did. leave all that to the side. Okay, so first let's set this up. I'm not sure which one we'll want to use on this, so let's try this one first. Here we go. And let's see if we can make this fit. Let's see, it might not be able to go into this one. I might have to, yeah, use the other one. Okay, so let's try this one.
You want me to move the other one out of the way?
No, because I'll need to use it for the wine. Neither of these are going to work. So what we can do is if someone wants to hand me a different cup turner from in the hallway with the foam, and then we'll still use this one because it's my favorite for the other project.
And Anna said, "Oh, thank you."
It's true. It was really cool, Anna. And I've been trying to show these guys cool projects with gold flake for a while, and they don't believe me. Yeah, thank you.
And Jen said, "Yep, my dog had a cow snoot and loved it."
See, and I mean that's what it's about. Is you get to have some fun, so you get to bring a little bit of that fun back home with
This
you.
is part of it, right?
No, I think that's part of a lamp.
Okay. You good?
Yeah, thank you. This should work. Let's find out. Okay. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna put this maybe no, I don't know. We'll see.
Much?
Maybe. Is there a smaller foam? Because I'll make it work, but I don't know how we're gonna get it out of here. Okay. That's fine. So let's see. Yep. Okay, it's fine. We're gonna make this work. Alright, so I shoved the foam in here, and I'm just gonna, attach it just like that. Look at that. It works. Yes.
Steven just jumped in and
Hey,
said,
Steven.
"Hey guys, what's up, Steven?"
Good to see you, man. How you doing? I will say, if you guys haven't heard of Steven, you should. He is one of the main people handling our customer service. Him and Mel are holding down that fort. Steven is our in-house sublimation expert. So a lot of the tips and tricks we have are from Steven. But yeah, so definitely feel free if you got those sublimation questions, drop them in the chat right now because you have special access to our friend Steven. All right, cool. This works out. So guys, for those of you who didn't see my hack, I know water bottles are one of the most fun things to get on a turner. So what we did was we stuffed the foam inside of it first, and then I put it on the turner, and now we're good. But I know a lot of people use like footballs, things like that. So it just depends on what works best for you. So yeah, we've got this on the turner now. It's pretty even. I'm gonna go ahead and plug this in, and then we'll go ahead and get started. All right, next, let's get our epoxy ready. So who here has played with our Flowpoxy before? Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear it. And when I say Flowpoxy, I mean our epoxy. So this is our 2-part fast set epoxy, parts A and B, as equal ratio when you're mixing it, equal by volume, not by weights. Yeah, let us know, guys.
Liza said hi, and then Steven said, "How y'all doing?"
Hi, Liza. And I'm just getting one of my little cups ready to go so I can mix up some epoxy. We're going to do this twice. So for those of you that are here, listen to the explanation. Awesome. Anyone who misses it, don't worry. We will come back to this in a little while. Okay. Now, next thing I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and just mix up some epoxy. So for anyone, did anyone answer that they played with epoxy before?
Mm-hmm.
No? Okay. So if you guys are new to epoxy, you probably don't know about the PPE. So PPE stands for personal protective equipment. We do recommend nitrile gloves when you're playing with epoxy or UV resin. And then we also recommend a respirator if you have any kind of allergy to epoxy, or if you're in a small confined space, or if you're just not sure. Might as well do the PPE just to give you that safeguard. So I'm not wearing a respirator just because I'm in a big open area, but otherwise I would be wearing one. Yes, Jesse?
So Steven just asked if that's a powder-coated tumbler.
Steven, that is a great question. Yes, this is one of our powder-coated tumblers that we sublimated because we saw all of the influencers doing it and we thought we'd want to try it too. And it came out really cool. It's like a super pastel looking color. And we're just going to put epoxy over it to seal it and see if it gets any shinier when we do that.
And then Carmen said, "Howdy, Microflow family."
Hey, Carmen. I think that's my friend Carmen of Mr. and Mrs. Carmen, right?
Yeah.
Yes, awesome. Good to see you. But yeah, let me go ahead and get started here. So we'll do some epoxy. If you're thinking about how much epoxy you should use, usually it's about 10 milligrams per size, like 10-ounce size of cup. So this is a 30 ounce, so we'll probably want at least 30 milligrams, maybe a little less since it's just a thin coating. So we're going to do, let's see, I'll probably do 20 and 20 just to make sure I have enough. So we'll go ahead and we'll start there. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pour some into my little cup here. There we go. And I'm going to start with part A. So again, guys, this is a 2-part formula. You'll want to mix part A with part B, and that is going to what makes the epoxy cure. Basically, with 2-part epoxy, it cures by the 2 chemicals mixing together in part A and part B. So until they have been mixed, they will not start to cure. But once you start to mix them, it starts to happen pretty quick. You want to basically stir for about 3 minutes, and then you have about a 15-minute work time after that. All right, so that was part A, and perfect. Just making sure I'm filling to the right lines. Now I'm going to go ahead and do my part B. And again, it is equal by volume, not by weight. So make sure you are measuring correctly. These formulas are pretty important to get it right. So if you're not sure, you can also even use separate containers. I know some people think that makes it a little easier for them. That way they can be real precise. Yes, Jesse?
Carmen said, Mr. Carmen made great Eagles and Kansas City hydros with the F1 Ultra. They turned out so great. And
Awesome.
she said they tagged us on Instagram.
Awesome. We'll have to find that.
Yeah.
It sounds kind of familiar. I think I might have seen it. But we'll have to look for that. Maybe we can even share it to our stories, too. That'd be cool.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll check it out.
I did forget one thing, though, guys. It's a timer.
Oh, I got you.
If I could get a timer and maybe a piece of parchment paper. Awesome. Now this is supposed to mix for about 3 minutes. I'm going to do about 2 minutes when that timer starts.
There's 3 there. And
Awesome.
then parchment paper?
Yes, please. Thank you so much. All right. So, all right, our timer is going. I'm going to keep mixing. Now, in case you're curious why I got the parchment paper, that's just going to be as kind of like a catch-all. That way, if any drops, it'll catch on the paper instead of on my mats or tablecloth. I did kind of set out some mats just in case, but you know how resin is, it tends to get everywhere. So we're just kind of crossing all our T's here. But yeah, guys, this was a really fun project, and we got this idea from watching you guys craft. A lot of our influencers had been using the powder-coated cups to sublimate, so we wanted to try it too. And I'm pretty pleased with the results. That pastel is really cool. And for anyone watching me mix, so I'm stirring pretty, I'm mixing it well, thoroughly, not vigorously. Basically, the quicker that you mix the epoxy, the more micro bubbles you're going to form. So you want to be nice and calm and just kind of thoroughly mix it instead of like vigorously mixing it around.
And Liza said she has used the epoxy, but on molds, not on cups.
Awesome. I wonder what kind of molds you've been using. I've been trying this too with different molds, and I have a lot of fun with it. You can make some really cool stuff with this. Like we made I made this mold of like a soap dish holder, and it's like at an angle so that the water like drains back into the sink. But you can make some pretty interesting stuff with that.
And she said she loves that rat.
Awesome.
That little
The raccoon?
trashy raccoon.
Yes. It's cute, isn't it? Just with this little striped straw drinking out of a trash can. It's very cute. But yeah, so we are mixing away. As you start to mix, you'll notice that the epoxy starts to go back to clear. That's kind of how you can tell that it's mixed well. So you'll kind of keep going for your 3 minutes, but again, as it starts to clear out, that's when you know you're almost done. All right, that was our timer, guys. So this is fully mixed. Let's go ahead and turn that off. Awesome. So now what we're going on to do is we're going to apply this to the tumbler. So before we do that, I'm actually going to plug in my heat gun too, just so I have this ready, and I don't have to worry about it when I have epoxy all over my hands. So let me get this plugged in real quick. All right, so I have my heat gun plugged in, and that is just in case to kind of run it over the end to make sure that there's no bubbles, nothing like that. All right, guys, so let's get going. Let's see what this looks like. So my turner, I usually don't start it until I'm ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and just start dripping some epoxy on it first. And then once I get that smooth in, then I'm going to turn in my turner. So I'm just going to go ahead and just lay some epoxy down. And then I'm going to use one of my gloved fingers to spread that out. I make sure I get the bottom too, so it's nice and evenly coated. All right, so let's just spread that in. You can kind of see right away that it starts to get a little bit more vibrant, right? Are you guys picking that up too? It's definitely got a nice shine to it now. It's still got the pastel look. It doesn't look darker, but it does shine a lot more. What do you guys think? Are you starting to see that already? Okay, let's turn on the turner and get it spinning. The purpose of the turner, guys, is because you want it to be evenly spinning while you're applying your epoxy. That way it is nice and smooth. Basically, if it's not turning while you're pouring your epoxy, you're going to have little puddles here and there. It won't be even, that kind of thing. So you want to make sure that it is spinning as you're applying your epoxy. When you're running your fingers across it, what you're looking for is you want it to glide smooth. So if your hands are catching anywhere, that means you need more epoxy, and keep adding it on. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more, and then we'll try to rub it in again. But yeah, let me know what you guys think, if you're starting to see this a little bit more clearly, if you guys like it with the added shine. Yes, Jesse.
So a couple things.
Mm-hmm.
Ashley asked, is that a DIY tumbler turner?
It is. I don't know if our one of our old friends who worked here made it, or if he got it from someone, but I think Shane might have made this.
And then Karen said, hello, Makerflow family.
Hey, Karen.
I believe TKC.
Awesome. How's it going? All right. So we're going to just keep on spreading this on. Make sure it's nice and even, and then I'll get the bottom too. But yeah, so far I really like it. I think it's added quite a bit of shine to the project. It doesn't look as dull as it did before. And that raccoon is covered really nicely. Let's see, we'll put just a little bit more epoxy on it to make sure it's nice and evenly coated. And I did make a little bit more than I needed, so I have kind of a little extra wiggle room here. So I'm going to just make sure that this is coated well before we move on.
Steven said looks good with the epoxy.
Right?
I do. I like the matte look a lot.
Mm-hmm. And for my friends at home who do use epoxy, let me know what you guys like to use for your water bottles. Like what kind of foam inserts are your favorite. And maybe we'll try that on the next time we do a water bottle. Because this one is a little temperamental. Luckily, it doesn't need to be super even. The most important reason for that is if you're doing a lot of layers, because as you do layers, the bottom could get kind of wonky. So as long as you're only just doing like a one coat, this is totally fine. But if you're doing multiple glitter layers, things like that, I would highly recommend that this is way more balanced than it is. But this will work for our purposes. Awesome. And the bottom seems like it's covered pretty good. Okay, cool. So now the last thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to actually grab my heat gun. And I'm going to go ahead and just blow over it a little bit with the heat to make sure that it's evenly spread out. So I'm going to go ahead and set that down. Hey, we got a visitor.
Someone got the memo.
How's it going?
Doing good.
Would you like to come on and say hi?
Sure.
All right, guys, let me introduce you to Jared. If you're an OG, you might have seen him before because he actually assisted us with one of our engraving episodes, right? Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that.
Awesome. What was your favorite part about being on the live that time?
I think really at that point I was still kind of learning myself with just learning the settings of different the cups that we have.
Mm-hmm.
But now that we have electroplated, still learning. I mean, even having them for about, I'd say like year and a half now. I'm still kind of learning on it. And then we got the True Flats not long ago, so I've been working on that one as well. But yeah, I mean, it's a cool experience to have.
And then Steven said, "What's up, Jared?"
How's it going, Steven?
All right, I'm gonna hand you this for a second because I'm gonna get a little noisy.
Okay.
But go ahead and tell them a little bit about what you do here, maybe your favorite thing about MakerFlow, and a fun fact.
Okay. Well, I've been here with MakerFlow for the past a little over 4 years now. So what I do is I'm basically, it's called an inventory control management. So basically what I do is just I do run rates on all the products that we have, look at the trends and everything, and then I just kind of suggest like, okay, we're low on this product, so we got to purchase this amount. Then I also am in control of all the incoming and outgoing products as well. And I think the one of the cool things about working here at MakerFlow is just really all the people that we have here. Everyone here is really close, really family oriented. That's really like one of the cool things about working here.
Anybody have any questions for Jared? Because I have one more if nobody else does.
Just put them on the spot, guys.
Melissa said hi,
Hi.
and then that's it so far.
I mean, one of the things I'm born and raised here. I'm married. I have 3 little girls. My wife is, on this hat right here, she's Colombian, and then I myself is Native American.
Awesome.
Yeah.
The question that I have for you, Jared, is what was your most challenging thing to learn while working at MakerFlow?
One of the most challenging thing, I guess, really more so just leadership. I mean, growing up, working at all the jobs that I've had, I think this company here is really, is the most I've had in all fields of leadership, like in management and stuff. Just that really, just managing tasks, managing people. I think that's the most difficulty task that I've ever had since working here.
I think that's really honest because a lot of people that haven't done leadership roles before think, oh, cool, I could be a leader, they make more money, right?
Yeah.
But there's so much more involved. When you're a leader, it doesn't matter if it's one person or 12 people. You have to really look out for yourself, but also everyone on your team.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It's kind of being willing to think more than just yourself and make sure everybody's taken care of. So that's awesome.
Right.
Cool. Well, thank you for being put on the hot spot, Jared.
Awesome. Thank you for having me.
Cool.
There you go.
Awesome. Someone's actually requesting something from you. They say that you need to add rhinestones to the inventory.
Rhinestones in.
Well, that's definitely been talked a lot. We'll see how that goes.
You're that. Jared's working on it for you.
Thanks,
Thank you, Jared. All right, guys, and remember, we're trying to bring more people on camera so they can come and say hi to you guys because, as we've talked before, we have a lot of fun with you here, but there's a lot of inner workings behind the scenes of all the things going on here. So you've got people like Jared that are running inventory raids and kind of making sure to move product around and help out around the warehouse who you've never seen, out about or on one of these lives unless you saw that one. But yeah, so we're going to keep trying to do that unless you guys tell us you don't want it. So hopefully that was fun for you.
And then Carmen said, MakerFlow does rock. You can tell by the employees.
Awesome. Thank you, Carmen. We appreciate that. All right, guys, so we got this finished. I used the heat gun to kind of even everything out and make sure it was nice and smooth. So that means we can move on to our next epoxy project as long as we have time for it. We do.
That's fine. And then Karen said a little bit ago, you can even add some micro glitter mixed in epoxy for a little extra sparkle.
Exactly.
And for the tumbler turner, she said she uses the foam ones and electrical tape to cover the steel part at the top.
Smart. Okay, cool. We might have to try that next time. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is, and I'm sorry, but I need another piece of parchment paper. So we're going to use one of our new tumblers, which should be launching in, well, we don't know when it's launching, but we know it'll be here in a couple of weeks. So hopefully, yeah, shortly after that. Thank you. So we're going to use this wine tumbler here, which you guys might have remembered us doing something similar a while back. but not with a wine tumbler. We did this with the 20 Skinny to show you that you can epoxy over powder coated projects as well. So like we just epoxied this one here, we're gonna go ahead and do the same thing to our wine glass. Now what's cool about this wine glass is it now comes in purple. So when it is restocked, it is gonna be restocked in all 10 colors that you see in the 40s and the 30s. So this purple will be available to you guys real soon. And in the meantime, we found a glitter color to match it. So we found Lavender Lust. So the benefit of using the powder coated is the fact that you have this already primed for you. And then if you find a glitter that's close to it, that's perfect. So for anyone who doesn't really play with epoxy, just to let you know, most of the colored tumblers that you see have been primed in advance. So they start off with stainless or white, and then they prime it to the color of what they're going to be using. So this one here specifically was primed because it's powder coated. So now we can use that for this instead of spray painting it, waiting days for it to dry, and then using it. So we'll go ahead and do this. Now, next thing we want to do here is I'm going to set this up to be fairly even. I think that looks pretty good. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to mix some more epoxy, and then we're going to cover it with glitter. What's cool is we're using our customized turner on this one. So with this, I can turn it upside down like that so that I can easily get the bottom as well. You'll notice we're not sanding these. You can definitely sand it, but we're going to do a little test here to see how it goes.
Yeah, we'll slide this one.
I just don't want it to get glitter on it.
Yeah, I got you. Is that too close?
Mm-hmm.
It is too close?
Yeah, because the glitter goes everywhere once you start sprinkling.
Gotcha.
Oh, sorry. So you can kind of see the other one still spinning in the background. It's still doing its thing, but we're going to go ahead and focus on the wine tumbler for now. So let's go ahead and grab our little cup to mix epoxy. We'll grab one of our little popsicle sticks. All right. Give me one quick second, actually. Just give me one quick second.
One.
I'll be right back.
That
guys.
was a quick one.
All right, cool. We might have some more guests joining me, is what I just found out. So if they walk through here, we're going to make them come out here. Don't you worry. Okay. So now let's go ahead and get our little cup. We're going to mix up some more epoxy. So that means gloves, everybody. PPE. All right, so I'm putting on my gloves. And remember, if you are in a small confined area or you don't have any open air going on, you should absolutely be using a respirator. But because we are in a big open environment, we are not using a respirator. So I'm going to go ahead and put these on. And then we'll start mixing up some epoxy. Okay, so this is a very small wine glass. However, the little notches I have on here don't go as small as I would like them to go. So we're going to go ahead and we'll do 30 and 30, and then that should be more than enough. So let's go ahead and start pouring. I'm going to start with my part B first. And I'm being very careful to pour to the 30 line. There we go. Okay. And then I'll do 30 with my next one. Awesome. Perfect. Okay. So remember, these are going to be equal by ratio, not by volume. So you don't want to pull out your scale for this. You want to just measure it to the lines. But perfect. We got 30 and 30. Now let's mix it up. So again, guys, this takes about 3 minutes. So let's go ahead and set that for 3 and get it started. Perfect. All right. So as that timer is going down, we're going to start mixing our epoxy. Now, as you can see, guys, you want to go nice and thoroughly, not vigorously. So take your time and make sure that it's just mixing well. Basically, you want to make sure that...
Maybe.
All right, so basically you want to make sure that you're not over stirring it, the more you mix it up, the more little bubbles will form. So you want to just take your time and really just thoroughly mix everything together. Scrape the sides, scrape the bottom. Really just make sure that it's all mixed in together. Once we're done with this, guys, we'll go ahead and apply it to the tumbler, and then we're going to start doing some glitter on it. All right, so we got 2 minutes left. Yes, Jesse.
Tim said he'll have to try that 3-minute stir.
That's right. Hi, Tim. How's it going? Is that Tim's treasure chest?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, good to see you.
It is.
Awesome. Yep, we're just mixing it up. Basically, I always set a little timer to kind of help me out.
I have
Yes.
a question.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know, maybe I missed it because I stepped out. But
Okay.
how long is it gonna last? How long is it gonna take to completely cure? I don't know if you
That's a
missed
great question, and I didn't cover that, so I'm
Okay.
glad you asked. So this is a fast set epoxy, so it's going to be dry to touch within 2 to 4 hours, and then it's fully cured in 24. So what that means is you can get most of your epoxy layers done in one day, and then just give it a day to fully dry, and then you can ship it out to your customers the next day.
Does it change on how many layers you're adding, or how much epoxy you're putting on a tumbler, or?
So the amount of epoxy you want to use is just going to be like a coverage number. So basically for every 10 fluid ounces, you want to do about 10 milliliters of epoxy. Other than that, the layers that you do just depends on the kind of glitter you're using, the amount of extra things you're adding onto it, like decals, things like that. So it really just depends, but typically you're going to do at least a layer to catch the glitter, a layer to coat the glitter, and then from there it just depends on how smooth it feels. But you can do as many layers as you want. There's not too many layers you can do. That's Jesse.
Carrie said hi as well.
Hi, Carrie. How's it going? Love to see everybody jumping on this live. We will have a fun live coming up soon that we're in the planning mode of, where we might be doing some engraving stuff with a really awesome crafter who actually makes her own engraving files. Her name's Kristen. Well, and you were there, and you were there.
Does my face say it all?
Yeah, the guys are looking at me like I planned too much. All right, this is pretty mixed. It's looking like it's about done to me. Our timer's about to go off. So I'll set that down for a second. Awesome. Okay, so now, next thing we want to do is we're going to apply the epoxy to our tumbler. So I kind of want to make sure I have everything prepped before I start getting my hands real messy. So I'm just going to make sure that the little cap is taken off of my glitter. And judging by how much just came out, yep, it's not there. So perfect. Jesse loves glitter. He got real excited when it fell everywhere. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and start applying the resin to the tumbler. The reason why you can't just put the resin and the glitter together first is not enough of it will coat. So you want to coat the actual glass and then you cover it with the glitter afterwards. So we'll do the same thing. We're just going to cover the top first, and then we'll turn our turner on. Let me go ahead and make sure it's plugged in real quick. Okay, awesome. All right, we're just gonna apply a little bit of the epoxy to this. Now, what's cool about this layer, since it's the first layer, you don't really need to worry about those air bubbles so much. It's gonna all just get covered with glitter anyway. So you wanna just make sure you have an even coat of resin, and then we can start applying the glitter. All right, let's turn it. And I'm actually using the wand as kind of an applicator for the resin. So you can do that instead of your glove too, just depending on kind of the texture of the cup. But it looks like this is working pretty well, so let's just keep doing that. And then once it comes around, we'll get the rest of that. Awesome. So you want to just make sure it's evenly coated. If you lose some resin, that's okay. Just kind of keep coating as you go. If you guys have any questions, make sure you're asking them. We'd love to hear the questions. Yes, Jesse. How many minutes?
5 minutes.
5 minutes. Jesse's telling me I have to hurry up, which I think I can do. So we're just going to go ahead and make sure this is fully coated, and then we'll throw some glitter at it, and we'll move on. All right. Awesome. I'm going to go ahead and just use my finger to make sure that everything is spread evenly, because I think I pretty much got everything. And then we'll go ahead and apply the glitter. Yep, my finger is able to glide across the whole cup so far. So I think we did pretty good. Awesome. What's nice about the epoxy too is it's pretty viscous. So depending on the type you use, it might be really thin. You have to do more layers than others. But with ours, it is pretty viscous. So again, you don't have to do that many layers. Okay, looks good. Let's go ahead and apply our glitter. Looks pretty even. Okay, so I'm taking off just one glove for now. Move that to the side, and we're gonna start applying our glitter. Now with this, I usually like to start in one area and then kind of work my way down. So see how, because we did that, we used the powder coated cup, and it's basically already primed with purple. You see how vibrant that purple that's added to it looks? How you can't see anything through it other than purple. The reason behind using like a cheat color, essentially, is it just takes a lot of the work out for you. So if this was a silver cup, we might have to do one more layer of glitter after this. But because it's purple, all you see underneath it is purple, so it looks like it's completely done. So it saves you some glitter, saves you some time, and just looks a lot more professional. What do you guys think so far? The color match pretty well?
Looks good.
Now, if you had switched out the little mat that you're using too, you can always dump your glitter back into your glitter jar when you're done. You don't have to waste as much as I am, but it just depends on kind of how conservative you want to be with the glitter. Yeah, this is looking pretty good. Just got to get the bottom. All right, what do you guys think? Did I miss any areas on the cup other than the bottom? Or does it look pretty covered? Yes, Annie.
Looks pretty covered, I think.
Jen asked, when you use that, you have to sand it.
So typically people do sand it. I did not for this one because I wanted to see what happens. But what sanding does is it just helps the epoxy adhere a little bit better. But I mean, judging by the way the tumbler looks, the epoxy adhered just fine. All my glitter looks like it's stuck on nice and evenly. And yeah, I would say you don't technically have to do it. It is a best practice. So I mean, it's really up to you. I was feeling a little dangerous today, so we did not do it. But yeah. And then now I can easily get the bottom of it just by turning my little turner. And yeah, I think we got the whole thing, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and just let that spin for a second, and then we can just make sure by giving it another look around. But yeah, I think we got the whole thing in one fell swoop. That was what, under 10 minutes too? That was quick, guys. Look at that. And for the record, Jesse, the glitter is all the way up to here.
Yeah, I see that.
Mm-hmm.
Almost to the cut.
But yeah, that's about it, guys. So we were able to do some epoxy on 2 different tumblers. We put it over this powder coated cup to really give it an extra gloss to it. And then we also used some on our new wine tumblers that are going to be coming out soon. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this, learned something today. Get ready to go out there, go epoxying, and join us in our next live because we'll be doing something a little bit different. Danny, Jesse, any parting words?
Really quick. Steven said it looks good, Carrie said it looks great, and Tim said, do you put another layer over that?
Absolutely. So this is just the glitter catch layer. So the next thing you'll want to do is coat everything. But we'll want to wait about 2 to 4 hours for this to dry before you can add that, because otherwise you'll just smudge the glitter and it's just going to move because the epoxy hasn't cured yet. I hope that makes sense.
And then that's all I got.
Awesome.
Got nothing.
All right. Well,
Stay
from the whole
crafty.
crew, stay crafty.